In this tutorial, we will be taking a look at setting up funds. One of the definitions of what a fund is, quote, a resource, a reserve of something, end quote. In ASMX, a fund is a reserve of money, set aside for a particular purpose. Funds are used a lot in the technology of financial planning, and our program contains various useful and efficient tools for working with them. First, click on the Funds tab, located right here. Just like in the Income tab, this page is divided up into two sections. The upper section contains the funds themselves, and the lower section contains fund transactions. Let's create a new fund. Click on Add Fund. A form will open where various parameters about the new fund have to be entered. Before entering any data, let's look through the parameters themselves. You might recall the parameters number, title, and belongs to group, as these have already appeared in the tutorial about income. The choice between creating a fund or a folder under Type also functions the same way as it did in the Income tab. However, the type of the actual fund is a new parameter. You can choose between a working or a saving fund. The default type is working, and these funds can be used to pay for purchase orders or bills. On the other hand, the saving fund type is used, as you might imagine, for saving up, and will not appear when selecting which fund to use for paying for a purchase order. In order to use money from a savings fund, you will first need to transfer it to a working fund. ASMX has a feature for doing just that, but we will discuss it in more detail in the next tutorial. After you have transferred the money to a working fund, you will be able to use it to pay for purchase orders and bills. As for income type, you can choose between revenue, marginal income, and corrected income. What do these mean? I will use an analogy to explain it simply. Imagine a river that contains three waterfalls, one after the other, and before each waterfall we have placed a drain to direct some of the water away. Now we can regulate how much to let through to the next waterfall and how much to drain away. You could let all of the water through or make it all drain away. That is basically how the funds in ASMX work. The money that comes in during a period of financial planning, the revenue, is like the water that flows through the river until the first drain. Here, they go into funds with the revenue income type, which are usually used to pay the suppliers. The money that moves to the next level is the marginal income. As the title indicates, it is affected by the margin, the difference between retail price and the price it was bought for by the company. On this level, the program deposits money into funds with the income type of marginal income. The program does not take into the account the money deposited into revenue funds when calculating the percentages to deposit into marginal income funds. Only the sum that reaches this level is considered to be the 100%. The third level is the corrected income level, where the remaining money is deposited into funds with the income type of corrected income. Let's return to actually creating the fund. For this example, we will create a new technology fund, for which we will dedicate 1% of marginal income. This fund will be used to buy new technological equipment. We have no groups yet, so we will not select anything there. We want to create a fund, not a folder, and the income type will be marginal income. If you do not mark Allow Transfer of Money to and from, you will not be able to transfer money to and from other funds, but the fund will still collect its dedicated percentage of income as usual. However, this can be edited at a later point. The next checkbox allows a fund to be made accessible only to the financial director, owners and users with special access permissions. This means that other users, even if they do have the permissions to view the financial planning of a company and the Directive and Funds tabs, will not see these particular funds. Funds like these can be used to store especially important monetary resources. The construction fund, founder's money, etc. Our example fund will not need either of these checkmarks. Now, click on the Income Percentages tab. Click on the first income type, then enter just the percentage number without the symbol. As we decided to dedicate 1% from every source of marginal income, we shall click on this icon to select all sources of income, and we could simply click it again to undo this, but we need to type in 1% here as well. When entering a percentage, the program will automatically show how much is still available. Before saving the fund, we will also need to enter a number. So let's click back to this tab, and let's call it F10, for example. Now click on Save. As you can see, a new fund has appeared. You can search funds by title in the upper section, but by clicking on the arrow, you can set up a more advanced search, selecting the fund type, income type, whether or not it is a financial director fund, and even archived funds. That concludes today's tutorial. Thank you for watching, and we will be happy to answer any questions you might have in the comments below.